Happy Bitcoin all-time high to those of you that celebrate. I'm so happy to be here celebrating another all-time high with you guys, my lovely, lovely followers. This has been one of many over the last couple of years, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job trading most of them and making a bunch of money along the way. So I'm super happy. It doesn't look like it on this chart right now, but we indeed did have a fresh all-time high. So what comes next for crypto? Well, first, I do like the fact that Bitcoin has pushed to a new all-time high. The longer and stronger Bitcoin is, the better the chances of this rallying continuing. Now, I've talked about this on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, basically everywhere, where if Bitcoin is going sideways and topping out, and I don't mean forever, but distributing. Like, let's say Bitcoin, yeah, we made a new all-time high, but it's actually going to continue to do this. What that likely means, in my opinion, is that we'll probably see alts leg up again. ETH will push past its all-time high. It's just teasing. It's right below. Solana will push up into the mid 200s. But I think that means that the market is actually preparing for a larger correction. What do I mean by this? What does this look like in practice? If you go back to prior cycles, this is always how it goes. Bitcoin makes its explosive move to all-time high, and then it essentially goes sideways. Made a fresh all-time high here, but in reality, this is just range bound. This was a new all-time high, but it's just going sideways. What happened here? Alt season. ETH doubled in a month. ETH went from basically 2,500 to just under 5K now. Solana ripped. All of these other altcoins ripped. So if this is the price action that we're seeing on Bitcoin, you might want to start playing defensively. And I don't mean you need to sell everything and the cycle is over. It just means it might be time to say, okay, alts are going to continue to be fun. They're going to continue to party, but I want to position myself because if and when Bitcoin says, okay, actually, I'm going to correct now. Remember, alts are ripping here. Once Bitcoin dumped, alts get fucking slaughtered, right? And I'll show you this demonstrably on ETH. Okay? If you go back to this same time period on ETH, here is when Bitcoin, here's when Bitcoin topped. Okay? Here's March of 2024. Okay? 2024, I'm way off. Sorry, guys. Here we go. April, okay, of 2021. So look here. You can see my cursor on the left. Look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin is pushing slightly higher, slightly higher. It's making new all-time highs, but it's losing momentum. What does ETH do in that period of time? It doubles. It goes from literally 1,500, more than doubles, to 4,500. That's a triple, okay? And in that period of time, Bitcoin is doing this. And then when Bitcoin corrects, what does ETH do? It nukes 60%, okay? So now let's look at present day. And if we look at present day, Bitcoin, it's going up. It's still going up, right? But in the time that Bitcoin has basically been between 112 and 124, let's call it, ETH has gone from 3,000 to 4,700. It's like a 60% gain. It's good math. I'm very smart, right? So I'm not saying it's over. You got to freak out yet. Bitcoin can continue to go sideways, and ETH and SOL can continue to trade higher parabolically. What I am saying is if this is what happens, Bitcoin just goes sideways and ETH continues its parabolic ascent, this is going to end, most likely, in my opinion, with a correction maybe going into September and October. Bitcoin maybe pulls back sub 100K, 25% correction. ETH will get nuked, okay? That being said, we want to buy that dip because I do think Q4 still ends up being bullish. Okay, so as much as this is kind of a shitty scenario, it's also good because the party continues. We start being slightly defensive. And if it plays out how I'm predicting here, we get a giga buy opportunity in September, October, and we ride that into the end of the year. Alternatively, what could happen and what would be the most bullish for this current rally is Bitcoin to actually put a significant higher high in, like this. Not this, right? Not like, because this, like maybe this comes back down here and diddles, right? I'm talking like leg up, create an entire new price range like it did here. And then consolidate. If this happens, Bitcoin prices up, it outperforms altcoins. ETH is still going to go up. Sol is still going to go up, but Bitcoin's going to go up more. We're going to see Bitcoin dominance bounce. We're going to see ETH BTC pull back. And then it consolidates up here at a higher prices. Now Bitcoin being higher has risen like the Lord on fucking whatever day, Easter. He's risen like the bread, right? Whatever you want to say, but a rising tide raises all ships. I'm completely losing the plot here. If Bitcoin does this scenario where it rises, everything price ups with Bitcoin, and then it starts to consolidate like I described for its pullback, this consolidation also means alts go parabolic where Bitcoin's going sideways. So this scenario is the most bullish because Bitcoin goes higher, everything goes higher with it. Then when Bitcoin starts to distribute, everything's already at a higher prices, and then alts go parabolic again from an even higher level. The rally in general just lasts longer, and it's awesome. And then maybe we get our correction going into September, October, into the end of the year, start of 2026. That's the most bullish outcome. The other outcome, which is still bullish, is Bitcoin is actually starting to top out here. Maybe it makes another higher high, but it's marginal. It's not a big higher high. It's a marginal higher high. The good news is alts continue to run. ETH stays parabolic, goes higher, so does Sol. But if this happens and then Bitcoin corrects, alts are going to get smoked along with Bitcoin, but then that becomes our buying opportunity going into Q4, riding off into the end of the year. And then assuming the 4-year cycle remains the same, we probably top Q4, start of 2026. I am of the belief that this cycle is much closer to ending than beginning. I know there's a lot of retards online who have been completely wrong this entire cycle, telling you that the super cycle is here, it's just getting started, this time's different, we got the treasury companies, blah, blah, blah. There's systemic risk possible. There's a possible systemic risk from these treasury companies. What happens if they start operating under net asset value? They buy a bunch of ETH, Tommy fucking Lee, whatever his name is, that's the guy from from Men in Black, whatever his name is, Tom Lee. Maybe he buys a bunch of ETH at 6K and then it nukes 40%. Then what? Then what? I don't know, right? I'm just saying. Just because treasuries are buying, it doesn't mean that we can't go down. Now, would I love for this to be a new paradigm and the super cycle to just be getting going? Of fucking course I would. But at the end of the day, I think all of the data points to us being in the later stage of this cycle. Bitcoin bottomed at 15K back in November 2022. Okay? It's now August of 2025 and we're up damn near 10x. So I don't think it's just getting started. I think we're near the end. It doesn't mean you can't make a shit ton of money. Most of the money is made at the end of the cycle because it's the craziest, most parabolic part. It's the Pareto principle. I'm happy to be wrong because you know what? If I'm right, I look like a genius. I collect the clout, which is most important. If I'm right, number 2, we still have an opportunity to make a fuck ton of money. And then number 3, we're going to have some sort of bear market, which guess what? Maybe Bitcoin corrects to 50K. And then we buy more and we ride it up for the next fucking go round, right? And if I'm wrong, we're in a super cycle and Bitcoin's going to march to $1 million. And who doesn't fucking want that anyways? Okay, so it's a win-win-win no matter what. And it's all awesome. You should be happy. I hope you're making fucking money. I'm making a bunch. I hope you guys are making a bunch too. And yeah, I think that's the most important analysis I can give you right now. I would just temper your expectations with what you're seeing online. I'm not saying you gotta get defensive and sell everything, but if you're up a life-changing amount, the market's up a lot. It's okay to take some profit. There's a lot of people right now who are telling you it's just getting started. The best is yet to come. And while they might be right about the best is yet to come, I find it hard to believe we're just getting started. You know what I mean? Like even if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, that's not as much of a gain as the bottom to here. You know what I mean? So even if it goes to a mill, it's already gone up more than that from the bottom. So even in that instance, we're not just getting started. Furthermore, a lot of these people who are telling you the super cycle starting, blah, 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 these are the same people who last cycle told you that this is a new paradigm. It's a super cycle. It's never going down. And they got fucking shit on. And these people aren't very smart. Their track records are often very shitty. I admit when I'm wrong. These people never do. So that's the difference. And I've been pretty darn accurate so far. Doesn't mean I can't be wrong. Doesn't mean this couldn't be a super cycle. I hope to God it is. Okay, I hope we go up forever. I hope we never have another single downtick ever. But I just want you guys to be paired either way. If you made a ton of money and it's life-changing, make sure you change your fucking life. Don't take for granted the fact that you're here right now while Bitcoin is making all-time highs and you have these opportunities. Make sure to reward yourself. I love you guys all so much. This analysis is more important than anything because based on what Bitcoin does here, alts go up. Or alts go up a lot, right? Like that's if you want to be in alts, watch what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin breaks out super aggressively, alts probably take a little bit of a backseat, but everything goes up. If Bitcoin starts going sideways, expect more parabolic price action on alts, but then be prepared for a pullback. Okay, so I love you guys. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I appreciate all the nice comments. It's really, really awesome. Seeing how much these short videos are helping you guys with these consistent uploads. The views are up, the subs are up, the comments are up, the vibes are high, the price is up, and you know, I'm a happy camper. So let me shill my wares as always, like the Persian rug salesman that I am. If you want to use my shit, check out Breakout. Link in the description. If you want to join the Haven, link in the description. Free Telegram, link in the description. Fucking Reflinks, link in the description. Free indicator that marks out order blocks for you. Link in the description. If you don't want to do any of that, you don't want to give me a fucking red cent. Is that racist, red cent? I don't know. If you don't want to give me a red cent, all you got to do, as you guys know, is like, comment, subscribe. Tell me I'm handsome. Tell me how much you love me. And buy some fucking Breakout merch as well. All right, guys? Love you. Talk to you on Friday. Happy all-time high. Let's fucking go. Let's get fucking hyped. All right, bye. Oh, fuck, that's embarrassing. I was going to end the video, and then I clicked the button, and it didn't work. So now we're still here. So what do you want to talk about? Huh? Anything you want to say to me in this moment? Just the two of us here, sticking still around? Is this hurting my potential for this video to pop off by having this weird long outro where I just stare longingly into the camera?